I mean, there were so many highlights from last night, but
yeah.
What have you gone for first?
Well, let's start with Harry Kane and Ollie Watkins here on the near side. So this was the big selection decision from Lee Carsley, wasn't it? A huge call to select Ollie Watkins from the start ahead of Harry Kane. And of course, Carsley vindicated after only 7 minutes with Ollie Watkins scoring the opening goal. He was pretty quiet after that. That was his only shot of the game. He had one chance to run in behind, didn't he, from a Rico Lewis pass, but he couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet. He was replaced by Kane after 65 minutes. Kane actually had more touches than Watkins in his time on the pitch, despite only playing those 25 minutes. But again, only one shot for Kane. So an interesting one for Tuchel. You'd think that Kane will still be the main man for Tuchel, given how important he was in taking him to Bayern Munich and how much he rates him. But Watkins has certainly given the incoming manager something to think about.
Noni Madueke, of course, provided the assist, didn't he, for Watkins' goal. Do you think he's given both Carsley and Thomas Tuchel a good option? You've got that right-hand side, of course.
I think he has, yeah. I think he did really, really well last night, Madueke. He obviously made a key contribution with his assist for the opening goal for Watkins, a lovely run and dribble and cut back for Watkins to score. He created the most chances in the game with 3. We see crosses as well, 6 crosses. That was the most in the game. He won the most fouls, 3 fouls won. And he also had the most touches in the opposition box, 5 touches in the opposition box. And this is despite playing only 65 minutes. He was substituted in the second half. So yeah, really good performance from him, and one which shows that he can maybe compete with Bukayo Saka, or at least provide an alternative to Bukayo Saka, who is of course so important for England on that right-hand side. So yeah, that can only be a good thing for Thomas Tuchel.
Now, Harry Kane, he did criticise some of his teammates for pulling out of the squad, not putting international football first. One of the leaders in the group, Jude Bellingham, and he absolutely stepped up, though, didn't he, after a bit of criticism of late? He
did, yeah. He produced an excellent performance, didn't he? Really influential. He was involved in all of the goals. So he released Noni Madueke for the first goal. He then forced the own goal, didn't he, with his shot for the second, and then he was involved in the build-up to the final goal. And we can see with his touch map here just how active he was all over the pitch. So he obviously started the game as a number 10 and he was getting into the opposition box, a lot of touches in the opposition half, a lot of touches in the box itself as well. But then he did drop deeper after the changes in the second half, and he was contributing at the other end of the pitch as well. So no, really influential performance, and just showed again how important he is for this side, and how willing to take responsibility he is as well, and make a decisive impact. So yeah, great performance from him.
Yeah, he absolutely shone. Tell you what, as did Curtis Jones. I mean, we've got to talk about some of these debutants. What a night for him.
Yeah, the perfect debut for him, wasn't it? I mean, a goal on his debut and a really good all-round performance. You know, we can see that if we look at his stats from the game. So this really underlines the extent of his influence. So he got the goal, of course, lovely finish, wasn't it? Back-heeled finish for the third goal. He was also top for touches in the game, 86 touches, second for passes with 68, and a really high passing accuracy, as you expect from Curtis Jones. So good technically. 96% of those 68 passes were completed. That was the third highest in the game among England players. He also worked hard off the ball. You know, he contributed off the ball. He made 4 tackles, which was the most in the game. And he won a lot of duels as well, 7 duels won. That was the second most. So yeah, really good debut from him. He said afterwards he was playing free, and that certainly seemed to benefit him. He looked like he was enjoying himself, and he made a big impact.
Absolutely did, as did another one of the debutants, Lewis Hall, who came on at half-time. Here's what he had to say to our reporter Rob Dorset after the match.
So we was warming up like you do at half-time with all the subs, and obviously I've seen what happened to Ezri in the first half, and they just said for all the defenders just to keep warm and stuff. And yeah, I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting to come on just because of the position that Ezri plays. I think it was Chris Jones who told me, and I couldn't quite believe him at first, and luckily I had another 10 minutes as well then to get myself ready and prepared to come on. But yeah, amazing feeling. I don't think it's fully sunk in yet really, but I'm sure I'll lie down tonight and realise what's happened tonight. And yeah, I did feel a bit nervous before coming on, but I think when you're out there and you sort of get your first pass away and you're in the game, you just treat it as any other game really. And yeah, there's so many talented players around me that I knew if anytime I get the ball, that there's always going to be options, and there's so much quality in the team. So it's amazing to play with them players as well.
Yeah, great note for him as well. OK, Nick, England, they've often played, haven't they, with right-footed players. On the left back, you've got Luke Shaw, obviously injured, so they've had to kind of juggle the pack there. It was actually nice to see something a little bit different, wasn't it? A little bit out there.
Yes, a left-footed left-back is not something we've seen a lot for England, is it? With Shaw's injury problems. So no, I think he did really well in the game. He was good defensively and offensively. He gave the team balance as well, didn't he? By allowing Rico Lewis to move over to right back onto his natural side. And it was a good performance and an encouraging one for Tuchel, who knows Lewis Hall as well, of course, having managed him at Chelsea at his boyhood club. It was Tuchel who gave Lewis Hall his Chelsea debut in the FA Cup against Chesterfield in 2022. He actually played left centre-back in a back three in that game, showing his versatility. But I think it's at left-back that he can be most useful to Tuchel going forward for England.